Over hundreds of thousands of years, women have developed strategies to be able to choose the right man who's going to give them the highest chance of success in the world. This was more relevant 100 years ago, and it was even more relevant 200 years ago and 300 years ago. In the modern world, we live in a very comfortable, relatively comfortable society, even though there's a lot of chaos and turmoil going on. If you look at today's world compared to 100 years ago, it's much more comfortable and it's much safer. However, that doesn't mean that women aren't going to use strategies to expose men. They're going to use strategies to filter out the weak man from the strong man. Now, if you're in a relationship or you're dating a woman, you're trying to get close to her, you'll notice that women in particular use silence as a way to expose men. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he told me that he is seeing this girl, they're starting to date, and she is starting to use long periods of silence between answering his messages. When they go out on dates, she'll often ask him a question, and when he answers, she won't say anything. She will just look at him. It's almost like a challenge, you know, she's looking directly into his eyes. She might sip her wine, take a drink, she looks directly into his eyes, but she doesn't say anything. And the man then told me, well, he feels a little bit nervous, like he's got to fill the silence, and he starts rambling and he starts talking, and he says he notices that it doesn't go down well with this woman, and that's because it's a challenge. She's using silence as a way to expose you. Are you strong? Are you weak? Who basically has the power in the relationship? That's what she's trying to find out. And if she doesn't say anything, you don't say anything back. She looks at you, you look directly into her eyes. It's very important that you don't break eye contact first. She must break eye contact with you. You must be able to look into her eyes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds. It doesn't matter. It might feel uncomfortable, but you have to be able to do it, because then she knows that she has to submit to you. Now, when it comes to the phone, women are going to use silence a lot. They've developed this strategy. This didn't exist before the smartphone era. But now we have smartphones. Women have found out a very, very effective strategy to filter out weak men from strong men, desperate men from non-desperate men, is simply to go silent and to see how the guy reacts. Is he going to get angry? Is he going to go crazy? Is he going to try and fill the void with lots of messages and try to be romantic? Or is he going to be the kind of man who isn't going to be affected by that? I've seen so many situations where women have chosen men and they've said to a man, the reason why I chose you is because you were the only one who wasn't actively chasing me. Now, that doesn't mean that the man wasn't pursuing the woman. What it means is that he wasn't desperate. He wasn't chasing her. He wasn't blowing up her phone. He wasn't texting her, trying to get her out on a date every day. He was quite happy to disappear for a week or two and not hear from her. As you know, women are very patient and they can outwait men. It's very easy for women to outwait men. They can take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's nothing to them, especially in the early stages of dating. They're very different animals to men. They're very, very patient until they heat up. When they heat up, then, you know, you have alignment. They're going to be as passionate as you. But in the beginning, they're not going to be as hot and heavy. So this is something to keep in mind. If you notice that a woman has pulled away from you or she is distant from you and she's using silence to try and expose you, just remember that this is a strategy that women use to see if you're weak and strong. And most men, 80%, probably more than 80% of men, are what women would define as weak or undesirable. It's not that they don't look good, it's not that they don't have any physical appeal or they don't have any financial appeal. It's just that their behavior is not what attracts women. They put women on a pedestal, they romanticize women, they have a fantasy around a woman or an illusion around women that isn't attractive to women. Now, if you want to know more about this, I talk about this in great detail in my book, Atomic Attraction. You can pick up your copy today by clicking on the link below. It's based on over 120 scientific studies and 40 real-life case studies. And my new book, Primal Attraction, will be coming out in a couple of months. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys know when that book comes out. And don't forget to do phone and email consultations. You can book a consultation with me on my website, developattraction.com.